We were brought together as an alliance to deliver quite a large expanding portfolio of work which at the time Railcorp had no internal capability to deliver, and we're here to deliver the more complex projects.
Because we're a programme alliance, because we do have the 46 weekends work out of 52 every year, it means that we can centralise those resources and we can use them more efficiently. Every job isn't paying for resources that they're not using all the time.
Well, Glenfield Junction is going to feed the South West Rail Link, so the new Glenfield to Leppington rail line.
What Nova Rail are doing at Glenfield is modifying the existing infrastructure to accommodate the new Glenfield to Leppington line, which is part of South West Rail Link.
And it's also going to increase the throughput of trains through the Glenfield Junction station area to new CBD centres in Liverpool, Campbelltown and the surrounding area.
And this weekend is one of our particular major possessions. We do a number of works involving the track infrastructure, the overhead wiring infrastructure, signalling infrastructure, civils infrastructure.
So the definition of a possession is where on a weekend we'll shut down sections of the rail network. We take a discrete section here and we turn off all the power and we stop all trains running so that we can get in there, rip out infrastructure and renew it all, put it back together within 48 hours.
Working on the railway over weekend possessions is like completing about 6 weeks worth of work if you're working on a normal construction site, working Monday to Friday. We're trying to cram in that amount of work, working Saturday and Sunday over the weekend.
We have about 500 people throughout the whole of the weekend, about 150 machine shifts, 30 different supply partners, delivering about 30 different activities over that weekend.
It's so critical that we get the planning right on these possessions because they are only effectively 48 hours. So we have our plan like years out, but at 16 weeks out from the possession, or T-16 as we call it, that's when the real detailed planning begins. We will go out onto site with the respective engineers with a copy of the P6 plan. If there is any issues, we capture them at T-16 and then it gives us time to then replan.
So we have another meeting at T-12 where we have a detailed hour-by-hour programme completed with all the various tasks finalised. We then sit down again at T-6 to review the whole process again, then at T-3, T-2 and T-1. At each stage increasing the amount of detail we have and then improving our plan.
And then finally, the Thursday before the weekend possession is the whiteboard meeting.
Some of the challenges we face under possession conditions are really just the complexities that we have between each of the disciplines' work, and how that ties back into the master schedule.
It is absolutely key that we hit 100% of our planned works in each possession. If you don't hit 100% of planned works in a possession, it has a knock-on effect to further planned possessions down the line, which again involves having to resequence and replan the critical works.
Planning the planned works is probably the easiest thing to do. It's planning all the unknowns is the hardest part. We have a number of delivery partners that need to gain access over the weekends that we don't get as much notice that we would like. Sometimes we're only given 2-3 weeks notice that we need to try and coordinate their works.
We go through about 500 man shifts on these weekend possessions with up to 30 delivery partners. To get that amount of people and plans in a 3-kilometre window takes an immense amount of planning.
It's basically like a jigsaw puzzle. When you're piecing it all together, you need to understand the location, particularly of all of the work sites, the access points that go into getting the required plant and resources to those work sites, and then make sure that it's sequenced in a way that it doesn't impact on other work sites that are going to be setting up afterwards.
If you plan well, your job is delivered safely. That you can't really separate them nor see it as just a bolt-on. So everything that we do has to be focused on the safest way to deliver work. You can't just think, oh well, I can fit 60 jobs in this weekend. Everything is factored around the safe volumes of plant and people fitting into a very constrained area.
Safety is the most important part of the planning process. We take the same line with everybody, so everybody needs to be trained to the same level of safety. To do this, we've rolled out Mission Zero to all of our delivery partners and also all of our guys on site.
It's all about our behaviours, how we as people perceive safety and how we need to be taking accountability of. Each and every one out there who works together needs to be looking out for each other and themselves.
The mission is 0 incidents, 0 accidents, 0 injuries. People come to work safe, they go home safe. That's our key objective.
progress on the shift this morning, Saturday. We're going very well. Possession's been taken on time. All the isolations are out, and as you can see, we've got works proceeding behind us with one of our lifts for the weekend.
It's actually quite a busy weekend for signals. We are installing a lot of new equipment. We're installing one of the first signalling control bungalows. We are installing 4 signals, a signal gantry.
During this possession we'll be disconnecting a lot of the existing infrastructure so that the other disciplines can get their works complete, then reinstating it all and testing it so that the trains run safely again on Monday morning for the peak.
The overhead wiring works is underway with the wire is currently dropped, waiting for the new wires to be strung.
We're renewing 2 wire runs on the down main, just over 7 kilometres of wire we'll be taking down, putting up all new equipment, registrations, and running the new wire and setting it all up and testing it all at the end.
This weekend we have one underline crossing for the HV cable route, and also we will be constructing 1 single track ULX for the drainage work, and I also have 47 linear metre of the drainage along the track.
The civils work has got off to a good start, so yeah, really good.
Today we've had challenges with access. It's a tight access point, and we've had to coordinate with our track colleagues, our civil colleagues, to allow machinery to pass, which has been done very amicably. We've not held each other's works up. We've been able to move in and out as required, and everyone's worked really well together. It's been a very good indication of one team working.
We have a shift change coming up. We'll come through and do a proper handover with the engineers, with the packs, hand over notes, run through the job, and then they'll crack on tonight and hopefully do a great job for us.
So we are running to schedule on most activities. We've suffered a bit of downtime with the overhead wiring whilst we're sourcing some additional materials. So we've got a tough night shift ahead of us with 2 hours to catch up.
Over the shift we've got to make sure we get the overhead wiring back up now. The exclusion zone gets lifted at 0600, so that's our big drive for the night. The drainage is going to be carrying on throughout the night as well, and we've got a few small jobs carrying on too.
Anticipated completion time will be midnight on Sunday night to be all clear, ready to start handing back the possession for passenger trains. So the possession at the weekend was a real success for the team. We successfully completed all of the planned overhead wiring works, civils works, even did some additional civils construction works. We did drop a few scope items, but nothing that we can't replan into future possessions, and all cancelled for the right reasons.
It was an excellent effort by the team, and a really good atmosphere out there as well. The behaviour of everyone and it was positive, and it looked like everyone was really enjoying being there.
Today, this morning's session is a lessons learned workshop.
There are always lessons to be learned. There's always things that either you need to capitalise on and keep doing, or things that you may need to modify. And we'll have the lessons learned meeting with all of the team members who are out to actually distill them and concentrate them into one area and action plan for the next possession, and also share that with the rest of the programme. So sadly on Sunday afternoon we had an injury of one of our workers involved with a manual handling activity. The individual has had to have surgery on his finger, and he is recovering well at home. So as a project team we're doing all we can to support him and his family. So I would commend the team on site who dealt with the incident directly. Seeing any or hearing about any injury of a co-worker, no matter how serious or insignificant, can be quite traumatic for the team, and they performed extremely well.
The team did a sterling job. They always step up for the major possessions. It's a joy to work with the team. It's a joy to work with people who really live the one team ethos that we have to deliver the job.
Business started up as usual on Monday morning, all trains running to time, commuters getting to where they need to be, and with no knowledge of what we were here to do over the weekend. So all operationally reliable, so great success, and it's also a big part of the jigsaw puzzle towards the bigger goal of improving the network for the local community.